lined up with, but I think that's a trap. You can't take any nights off in the NBA, and you've got to stay in the moment.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. Harris steps in at the 4 with Duren at the center spot. Duncan Robinson out there with Cunningham. And it's Thompson in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Raptors,
Here we go.
in at the forwards, Ingram and Barnes. The guard spots filled by Quickly and Barrett. And it's Pirtle in at the 5, roaming the paint. As we know, late in the year, Coach, more eyes are drawn to games around the NBA.
Yeah, Kevin, I talk to fans in the East who stay up late to watch Pacific Division matchups. Interest always builds as that postseason picture starts to come into focus.
And so it's the Pistons getting on the board first. Here's Barrett, out to Ingram. 6 on the shot clock. Drills the baseline jumper.
Well, that could be a tough shot, but easy there for Brandon Ingram.
On the wing, Harris. And it's in there.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Back to Quickly. Barnes up top, guarded by Harris. Barnes passes to Quickly. Basket is good. The assist from Barnes.
And that's what Barnes brings to the table. Scotty is a point forward with a great feel for the game.
Robinson passes to Duren. Pass to Cunningham. He gets it in there.
That's how they like to see him operate. Big part of their attack.
Ingram outside. Here's Barnes. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. That one's in, his first shot this game.
And right where he wants to be. It's so dangerous letting Barnes get inside like that.
To the middle, here's Harris. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
And this is the attack mindset you want to see coming into the game.
Well, getting a good offensive player a high percentage look, there's nothing better than that.
And over the course of his career, Tobias Harris has shown a willingness to embrace various roles.
Well, look, Kevin, Tobias Harris is not only a highly skilled player, but he is a team-oriented, win-first, veteran guy, totally unselfish, and will just figure out a way that he needs to help any team he's on get to where they want to go.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Back to Barnes. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. Barnes sets a screen for Barrett. Shoots over Duren. It's hauled in by Harris.
Well, when they're playing off you, you have to make them pay. And he couldn't.
And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Robinson finds Duren. Out to Harris. The 3. The shot is good. And so is his shooting tonight. 3 for 4. Raptors trail by 5. It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
I had a chance to catch up with Darko Rajakovic. I asked him what his thoughts were on Cade Cunningham, and he said Cade is extremely talented. He's got great size. He plays under control. He's one of those guys that makes his teammates better. It's easy to see why he initiates so much of their offense. Back to you.
All right, Allie, we thank you for that.
Well, his offense is carrying them right now. And even with the defense keying on him, he's making great adjustments on the fly.
Now, here's Quickly. He's been a nice option for them offensively, and he's averaging more than 17 points a game. And it's Ingram missing.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing. Cunningham
against Quickly. Cunningham passes to Durant. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
Well, that was a creative move. Decided to have a little fun out there, apparently.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
At the line for one, Emmanuel quickly.
One shot.
GA now in year 3 under Darko Rajakovic. The Raptors are staying the course.
His contract runs through next season, and he's all in on developing these young players and getting the best out of them.
Now, here's Durant. His last outing, he had 24 points. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
And here is Ingram. He's a solid producer, averaging nearly 22 points a game. To the inside. Here's Pirtle. That's good, and it's Ingram with the assist.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Inside. Here's Durant. And Durant slams it in.
How much power from Jalen Durant. Goodness.
And timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy.
Make some noise,
The Raptors making a switch here. And checking out some numbers for R.J. Barrett.
And you can see the surge in his level of confidence lately just by looking at that true shooting percentage. It's been moving straight up in the past 5 games. I think he's feeling it.
Pass to Ingram. Harris against Barnes. Ingram kicks to quickly. Back to Ingram. 5 to shoot. For 3, Barrett. Rebound, Detroit. Last time they met was in Toronto, where they beat the Raptors.
And it was pretty much a cakewalk for them the last time these two squared off and had a clear advantage on the backboard.
Yeah, but they can expect a whole lot more resistance this time around. No team likes to lose a rebounding battle.
And here is Quickly. Following the three-pointer by Cade Cunningham. Barnes kicks to Quickly. Pass to Ingram. Now Barrett. Over Robinson. And again, no good by Toronto.
Well, when they're playing off you, you have to make them pay. And he couldn't.
From 8. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. 8 points here for Jalen Durant.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Ingram deciding where to go with it. It's Barrett on the wing. Back to Ingram. Here's Murray Boyd. Defended by Durant. And he comes up with the deuce. Detroit leading by 10. Thompson outside. Back to Cunningham. Barnes outside. Out to Barrett. Basket is good. The assist from Barnes. Barrett's got it back down to single digits for Toronto. Cunningham against Quickly. Cunningham outside. Bobbed up there for Thompson. Stolen by Quickly. To the paint. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
There you see the strength of Barnes. He's really hit the weight room, improving that upper body strength.
What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Pistons?
Well, they're in a great flow. The ball's moving. All those assisted buckets means the offense is running well.
And we also have seen them continue to fire from deep. With the results they're seeing, you can understand why.
And Toronto making a change here. Walters checked in. In his relatively young career, Scotty Barnes, GA, has played a number of positions.
Well, he's so versatile. He can be successful at a lot of different spots on the floor. A glue guy, you can plug in just about anywhere.
To Cunningham. Drops in the layup for 2. Cunningham's got 7 points.
Well, I like Cunningham in the paint the most. His outside shot is still developing, so his focus should be on scoring inside.
And timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. The Raptors making a switch here. Shed's checked in. Let's use this break to look at the teams that over the past month have been tremendous at converting turnovers into points. Number 1, the Raptors.
They're taking advantage of every mistake that their opponents are making. I mean, they're really converting points off those turnovers.
Thompson against Ingram. Six to shoot. Thompson with the rebound.
And guys, his shot hasn't been falling this quarter. Time to settle down, refocus, and get a really high percentage look.
Now here's Thompson. No scoring in this one. Pass to Harris. That's in, coming off the assist from Cunningham. And it's an 8-point Detroit lead.
Well, they have leaned on him offensively with good reason. Efficiency will help you win a lot of games.
Here's Barnes. That one doesn't go. Well, it was Toronto winning their last game against the Mavericks. Here's Harris. No good from 11 feet. Toronto's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Ingram outside. To the middle. Here's Barnes. In the hoop for his third make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest.
Just tough, gritty play there by Barnes. That's how you deal with physicality.
Well, he has owned this quarter. A major reason they're up right now.
Raptors trail by 8. Shoots a fader, and there are the Raptors with another bucket.
I mean, ideally, Barnes would like to be a little closer, but he makes the best of that mid-range on that one.
Cunningham for 3. And it's Ingram with the rebound. And so it's Ingram who brings up the ball for Toronto. Here's Murray Boyd. Defended by Duran. The kick out to Barnes. Here's the pick. Lets it fly. And the Raptors tack on 2 more.
Just a heroic scoring effort from him this quarter. He's doing everything he can to will them back into this game.
And so the timeout here by J.B. Bickerstaff. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. Some changes here for the Raptors. Mamu Pelishvili is checked in, and Dick subbed in for Ingram. Stewart with it. Last game we saw him score 14. And here's Herter outside. knocks down the 3 ball. And the Pistons lead by 7.
And they are shooting the lights out from distance here early.
Now, here's Quickly. He's tightly guarded. That one good for 2.
Just good aggressive drive from him that time. Found a hole in the D and went straight to the rim.
There's 57 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Now, here's LeVert. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
And that one's good. Quickly's got 10 points.
Knowing his team needs a lift, he's putting them on his back.
Jenkins the pass to LeVert. No one near Herder as he lets it fly. No good on the 3. Raptors trail by 3. Pass to Quickly. Shot clock at 6. Toronto needs to get off his shot. Can't tie it up as that one misses. Tobias Harris, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for Detroit. He put together quite a quarter, 13 points in all, and he looks to be planning for more. We'll get right back to the action when we return. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And what stands out to you from the Pistons so far in this one?
I know it's early, but all those 3-pointers, boy, do they add up.
And with each made 3, their confidence continues to build. Their opposition might want to change their approach to try to slow them down.
We've got Walter, also Emmanuel Quickly out there, and Murray Boyles in at center. That's the group for Toronto to start the second quarter. Raptors trail by 3. And Stan, when you think of the most athletic teams in the NBA, the Pistons have to be right up there.
Yeah, a handful of supreme athletes. And most importantly, Kevin, they use that athleticism to attack and disrupt. That's what makes the difference.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Jenkins the pass to LeVert. And here's Herder. Back to LeVert. Pass to Holland. Stewart a screen from beyond the arc. Holland, no good. Toronto with the ball. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
I like their aggressiveness in that one. No one's going to give you anything. You've got to go out and take it.
Well, those are the kinds of performances you hope carry over into some momentum for this.
Now here's Herder. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Here's LeVert. And it's good. The time running down to the shot clock. LeVert's got his first points of the game.
And got to push LeVert out of that area because he's very comfortable looking to score from there.
Here's Quickly. It falls for the 6th time in 7 tries this contest. That's 86%.
Oh, great production on the interior right now. 8 straight from inside.
Now here's Jenkins. Still yet to score. LeVert from outside. That one's off. He's now 1 for 2. And so Quickly will bring it up for Toronto. They trail by 1. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Pass to Dick. There's Mamu Kelishvili. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Here's Holland. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Murray Boyles has got 4 rebounds now tonight. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Toronto shooting their third free throw shot of the game.
Yeah, pretty good numbers on the season when you look at their free throw attempts, right around 78%.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Asar Thompson, he's checked in for LeVert. Robinson comes in for Kevin Huerter. And it's Cunningham in for Jenkins. On the free throw, no good. And Greg, you were a point guard. How has that position evolved over the years?
Well, if you think of how much more of the court that has to be covered and the style, you have to score more now to play the position. I think shooting becomes incredibly important. And then defensively, with all the switching, you got to be able to hold up against size and play all over the floor.
Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Thank you, guys. Plenty of pressure for a player like Cade Cunningham, asked to shoulder the load. He said, that's what I asked for, to be in the NBA, to be in these moments. I try not to shy away from them. He practices meditation, and he says it's really helped me. Anytime I need to just reset, I can do it. Back to you.
Able to dial it in. Okay, Allie, thanks.
Second effort usually pays off. That's a hustle play by Stewart.
Here's Dick. And again, Toronto no up.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Cunningham looking it over. Lets it go with the three. The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
The Pistons shooting their second free throw attempt on the night. Barnes, he's checked in for the Raptors. Ingram comes in for Dick. Tobias Harris is checked in for Detroit.
Well, in terms of pure talent, Asar Thompson has loads of it. I don't know if he has a ceiling.
Barnes outside. Pass to Walter. Raptors moving the ball around. And it's Ingram missing. Pistons leading by 6. And here is Harris. Covered by Barnes. Cunningham for 3. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Cunningham's got 10 points in the game.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy.
Ladies and gentlemen, your record,
The Raptors making a switch here. Mamu Kelishvili is checked in. As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. Take a look at the Pistons. What a run they've had this year, in first place and charging seemingly at will toward the postseason. These guys have been outstanding. And of course, there's the Raptors. They're in 5th place.
And right now for the Pistons, they've been ruthless competitors all season long. I mean, they've assured themselves of plenty of home games in the postseason. Let's see if they can take advantage. Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
And Duncan Robinson, one of the more efficient three-point marksman coach in this league.
Yeah, look, Kevin, Duncan Robinson built his game around his three-point shooting, and the threat of the three has drawn more defensive attention, and Duncan Robinson has learned to make plays for other people based on the defense that he sees a much improved all-around basketball player.
Now Robinson following Tobias Harris's three-point attempt. Again, the Pistons score.
Well, infrequently, Harris will take these mid-range looks, but he'd rather be closer in.
Pass to Walter. Here's Mamu Kelishvili. Now, here's Quickly. Here's Walter. And the Raptors miss again.
And they just can't find a way to end this thing. Nothing falling right now.
Well, this is a spot where you have to be able to go to your leaders. They need to step up and make a play to turn things around.
Harris missing again.
Well, so far, he hasn't had the same luck from deep in this quarter.
Here's Walter. An 11-point game for him in the win against Dallas. Quickly against Stewart. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Clearly a foul.
And this young Pistons team, GA, you and I love them, building around toughness.
Yeah, offensively, attacking the paint, defensively, where they are engaged. And they'll send you to the foul line quite a bit, but that's a product of that hard-nosed style.
The first free throw is good. So here we are, Greg, looking at this roster of the Raptors. What is the path to contention?
Well, perhaps an opening in the East for them to make a move. Going from good to great, that's tougher and will require them to develop or acquire some superstar talent.
R.J. Barrett's checked in for Walter and quickly drops them both. And the Pistons combining veteran shooting stand with their young core, and it's been a winning recipe.
Yeah, they've given Cade Cunningham room to operate, along with Jalen Duren and Asar Thompson. So much athleticism to attack that newfound space.
The three. Rebound, Detroit. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami.
You know what? That's a game where the coach might just want to burn the video because there's no question they're a better team than what we saw, but they got crushed on that night.
Yeah, but what matters now is how the team responds to a loss like that. That's what makes this a big game for them.
Here's Barrett following the basket by Cade Cunningham. Good on the shot.
Well, Ingram's very efficient when he gets the ball that close to the basket.
And so it's Cunningham. He'll bring it up for Detroit. 9-point game. Thompson outside. Good, and the assist goes to Cunningham.
Assist from
Cunningham's got 6 assists in the game. Raptors shooting at 50% in a decent groove. Pass to Mamu Kalashvili. Outside Barrett. He takes it in. The shot is good. It's his second bucket in 5 tries.
Putting that speed to great use. Once Barrett gets a step on the D, good night.
Now Cunningham. 26 points for him last game against the Heat in Miami.
And we can't skip over his role as distributor. Huge impact, making all the right reads.
Now here's Cunningham. 9-point game. And yes, it's good.
Well, the physicality of the NBA takes some getting used to, but Cunningham is able to make those tough finishes.
Pass to Barnes. Here's Ingram. They set the pick. Shoots it. It's hauled in by Harris. Harris has got his 4th rebound in this one.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And you talk about size, coach, strength, and bounce. Jalen Duren drawing comparisons now to a young Dwight Howard.
Yeah, he certainly is, Kevin. And look, I like to be careful when we're making those kind of comparisons with a young player and a Hall of Famer like Dwight Howard. But there are similarities with the athleticism and the relentless approach to defense and rebound.
That's good from Duren. And teams take more threes now than ever before. More than double the average attempts we saw in the 90s.
Well, I think what's happened, Kevin, is we just have more guys who can shoot the ball. So in the 90s, you might have had 2 guys who shot the ball well from 3 and made it a good shot. Now, on a lot of teams, virtually everyone on the roster can shoot the 3. If we have more guys on the floor who can space out and shoot the 3, we're going to have a lot more attempts and a lot more efficiency on those attempts.
Now, here's Barrett. He had 31 points in the win against Dallas.
Yeah, and the effort on the boards last game gave them that many more chances.
And it's Ingram missing.
And they need his offense right now, but his shot is just not falling.
Harris kicks to Cunningham. Inside, here's Duren. And Duren slams it in.
That is what they want from Duren. Spike it, young fella.
Raptors trail by 14. Barnes outside. Lays it up and banks it in. And that's 13 points for Scotty Barnes.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Yeah, for sure. He is just oozing confidence. Thinks every shot is going in. They should just keep running sets for him.
And there it is for him.
Offensively, it's been a perfect quarter for him. He hasn't missed a single shot.
There's 1:54 left now here in the second.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
There's the lob to Duren.
Well, give credit to Duren's teammates. They know he's got the hot hand, and they're feeding him the ball.
1:36 left in the first half of basketball. Here's Walter. He has yet to score. Pass to Barnes. And here's Barrett. To the inside. Pirtle. And the dunk by Pirtle.
A real challenge to guard in pick and rolls. Barrett's size and ability to distribute the rock is elite.
Now here is Robinson. Cunningham outside over Barrett. And there's another one for the Pistons.
Well, he started out strong, and he's only getting stronger. Could be a huge night for him.
Barnes outside. Pass to Ingram. Back to Barrett. Down low. And the dunk by Pirtle.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Yeah, but also credit the offense there. That's making a play when you really need it, and they need more of them.
Raptors trail by 14. Ingram outside. Over in the corner, Barnes. That's good, and it's Ingram with the assist. Barnes has got 5 points in the quarter.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him to clean look through it.
The Detroit Pistons, their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. Back right after this.
Welcome to halftime. First up, let's check out what games are tipping off tonight. And guys, allow me to digress. Anybody care to explain what I saw in the catering area a few minutes ago?
No, Ernie. Shaq started it. I promise you, Ernie. It was not me. I never throw the first chicken wing.
Yeah, I can't believe you just snitched Kenny.
Well, I don't care who did it. You're both cleaning it up.
But Ernie was Kenny.
And let's move on now to those first two quarters. Talk about a tough start for the Toronto Raptors.
They've got to play with more force defensively, if you ask me. You got to make them feel you.
Yeah, touch them up if you have to. Right now, they're putting up no resistance.
And that's all for us. Now it's time to send it back to Kevin Harlan for the beginning of the third quarter.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. You look at Cade Cunningham in this game, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, It's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
And so quickly, we'll bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. They trail by 11. And Detroit, looking at who they've got. The forwards are Thompson and Harris. Cade Cunningham out there with Robinson. And it's Duren in at the 5, down low. It's stolen by Duren. Barrett against Robinson. Pass to Thompson, back to Robinson. And a wide open look for Cunningham. Good on the three-point shot. Cunningham's got 21 in the game.
Yeah, and Cunningham there, able to shoot with his feet set. That's one he knows he can hit.
Ingram outside. Now here's Barnes. Birtle sets the pick for Barnes. Just 4 to shoot. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Duren finds Cunningham. Here's Harris, covered by Barnes. Harris inside. Barnes on him. Harris, no good.
Wow. Missed the easy one right there, right at the rim, but came up empty.
And that one's good, Barnes.
Well, they're behind, but it's certainly not because of him. He's doing everything he can. He just needs more help from his teammates.
Ingram against Thompson. Stolen by Quickly. Barrett the pass to Ingram. Over Thompson. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Well, that wasn't a bad shot. Defense playing a little loose there. Sometimes it just doesn't go in.
2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Cunningham kicks to Robinson. Detroit, no good that time either. Raptors trail by 12. To the paint. Back to Quickly. This one for 3. Rebound, Detroit. Duren's got 5 rebounds tonight. Harris outside. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Cunningham against Barnes. Shot clock at 5. And Barnes sends it back.
Oh, tremendous defense there from Barnes. That 7'2" wingspan coming in handy.
Here's Barrett, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Barrett's got 7.
Well, the screen is what gave him space to make his move.
Thompson outside. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Birtle with the steal. It's Ingram on the wing. He's covered by Thompson. Looking to get back on track here. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. Pistons leading by 10. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Pass to Harris, trying to get something going. Good for basket number 7 tonight on a not-so-unlucky 13 shots.
One thing I really like about Asar Thompson, he's a team-first guy, always willing to make the extra pass.
Now, let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
Well, the Pistons are improving on both ends, but particularly on defense. Cade Cunningham said, everybody is stepping up on that end and taking the challenge to guard. We have a good system that allows us all to play our strengths. We're still hungry, though. We're not satisfied at all. Kevin?
More to prove. Okay, Allie, we thank you for the report. Harris inside, covered by Barnes. Harris looking it over. Over Barnes. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Outside, Barrett. Ingram outside. And he hits Gets the jumper. Well, he's been waiting for that for a while. Ingram's got 6.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Harris passes to Thompson. Cunningham outside. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And Barnes has got the ball here for the Toronto Raptors. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points. Ingram finds Barnes. And there are the Raptors with another bucket.
Well, and it took a terrific effort at both ends to sustain this run.
Yeah, it's normally the defense that fuels a comeback, but let's see how much they have left in the tank.
And here's Harris from the arc. And Pirtle pulls it down. Pirtle's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Pass to Barrett. Barnes outside. Off target from outside.
Well, so far in the second half, he hasn't been able to get another 3 to fall.
Harris outside. Here's Duran. Detroit needs to get off a shot. Cunningham's shot is off. Here's the Raptors with the ball. They're on an 11-2 run. Thompson against Ingram. The putback, Pirtle. It's good on the putback.
Oh, what terrific hustle. He's got a nose for the rebound.
Greg, he's ferocious when the ball goes up.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
And he rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Ingram against Thompson. And here's Barrett. He's got 7. Here's Pirtle, and the dunk by Pirtle.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And guys, you cannot allow that in a close game. You have to make it harder than that.
Takes a step back. Cunningham gets the bucket. Cunningham's got 23.
Big night for Cunningham. This is why he went first overall. Cade can take over a game.
You know, Stan, when you talk about the skill set Cade Cunningham possesses, what impresses you most?
I think a couple of things, Kevin. Number one, his poise is outstanding. This guy never gets bothered by anything that happens in a game, by any type of adversity. He's just going to come back with the same mindset on the next play. And also, his shooting has improved so much that you've now got to defend him honestly on the perimeter, and that sets up the rest of his game.
Barnes against Harris. Barnes down low. Detroit with the rebound. Duran's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Pass to Cunningham. And here is Robinson. Misses the 3. To the inside. And it's Pirtle that time on the assist from Ingram. Ingram's got 6 assists here tonight.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
And so the timeout here by J.B. Bickerstaff. He's ready to talk things through with them. Both teams deciding to change it up. Detroit leading by 6. Pass to Stewart. On the wing, Thompson. In the corner, it's Duran. Back to Thompson. Duran with a screen on Ingram. 5 on the clock. And Thompson kicks to Robinson. That 3 off target. Had some space there after the little pump fake. Ingram outside. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Here's Murray Boyle. That's good, and it's Ingram with the assist. Ingram's got assist number 7 for him tonight.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Jenkins the pass to Durant. Now here is Robinson. Pass to Stewart. Now Jenkins. Again the miss by the Pistons. Raptors trail by 4 to the middle. Barnes outside. Ingram passes to Barnes. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Barnes has got 7 now in this quarter.
This is something Barnes needs to keep working on. When he's hitting from 3, this guy is almost unguardable.
Thompson finds Robinson. From deep three-point territory. A rebound by Shed.
And he just hasn't been able to make anything this quarter.
For the lead. And Ingram finishes inside. Ingram's got the lead up to 1 now for the Raptors.
And you talk about fighting your way back into a game. They've shown a lot of grit in this comeback.
Yeah, there is no quit in this team. Making up for that slow start with great composure and determination.
Thompson sets the pick for Jenkins. No good again that time. And so it's Ingram who brings up the ball for the Raptors. Here's Murray Boyle.
Boy, it's a joy to watch Ingram as he's developed. One of the hardest working players in the game.
Just a terrific perspective of that dunk from the Connecticut cam. Brought to you by AT&T. Pistons trail by 3. There's 53 seconds left in the third. Here's Jenkins, crosses over, and Barnes sends it back. Ingram against Stewart. Ingram left side. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, Ingram's a kind of a quiet scorer. Sometimes you don't even notice when he's putting up 20, 30, 40, because he just does it within the flow of the game.
And that one falls for Ingram.
Yeah, for Ingram, it's just all about staying healthy, because when he is, he's a huge piece for this team.
So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Holland, he's checked in for Duran. Karis LeVert comes in for Thompson. Kevin Huerter, he's checked in for Robinson. And Cade Cunningham subbed in for Jenkins. Both free throws good for Ingram. 35 seconds left to play here in the third. Pass to Stewart. Here's Cunningham. Can they get it? No one near him. A rebound by Shed. Raptors leading by 5. And man, is this team on a roll right now offensively, Greg. So fun to watch.
They're playing with so much confidence, which is why they're tearing it up on this end.
Here's Ingram. And that's the final possession with the nice defense right there. The third quarter comes to a close. Raptors lead by 5. We've got more hoops coming your way in just a moment. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feat.
Well, it's one of the core parts of the game. Reading the defense and creating an easy bucket for your teammate. That is pretty.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. Emmanuel quickly out there with Walter. Then it's Grady Dick. And Murray Boyles in at the 5 spot. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors.
Well, look, offensively, you want to put Stewart in the pick and roll. He's just so versatile.
Cunningham against Quickly. Fires from deep. Holland with the rebound.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Stewart down low.
Yeah, look, I'm not sure Stewart's a guy you have to be that aggressive with on defense. Good fake either way.
And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Raptors.
Well, I love how they're attacking the rim. That will usually force defenses to collapse and open up a lot of outside shots.
And something else that stands out is how efficient they've been from the mid-range, making the most of their opportunities.
That free throw, no good.
A 2020 first-round pick, Isaiah Stewart is a load at 6'8", 250, is very intense. He's a guy you want on your side.
And he's good on the second.
Only down 2 now, but that miss might come back to haunt you. If they don't get a stop, it's back to a 2-possession game.
Quickly the pass to Mamu Kelishvili. And it's blocked. And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. Herter finds LeVert. And here's Cunningham. Inside to tie it up. And Stewart lays it up and in. Stewart's got the game tied up here for the Pistons.
Well, a little physicality just isn't enough to stop a big guy like Isaiah Stewart inside.
It's Dick on the wing. LeVert defending. And he drives in. Dick, that's good. Dick's got his first bucket in this one.
Well, that's what makes Dick dangerous. You can't just play him as an outside shooter. He'll go to the hoop like he did there.
Pass to Stewart. Now Cunningham. Quickly covering, and the foul called on Cade Cunningham. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
And another look at that last play with the AT&T Connected Cam. The Raptors have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Pass to Dick. Got a piece of it.
Well, Stewart understands his role is to protect the rim, and he does a great job of it.
The Raptors with the lead. Now, here's Quickly. And the dunk by Dick.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. Here's Cunningham. And it goes down 2 points. Cunningham's got 10 points here in the second half.
There's the handle of Cunningham on full display with that nice tape.
And Darko Rajakovic calls timeout. It's a chance for them to regroup and refocus. And in England, he's checked in for Grady Dick. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Harris is checked in for Holland. And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Over that last break, guys, I got a chance to hear what Darko Rajakovic said to the team. He dug into his team for being too complacent on offense, saying, you're just chucking up the first 3 you see out there. Be more patient on offense, move the ball around, make the defense work. Guys, let's see if ball movement improves out there.
All right, Allie, thanks. Here's Mamu Kelishvili. Pass to Stewart. Good, and Harris gets the assist.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
They set the pick. Ingram kicks to quickly. LeVert grabs the miss. For Detroit, they've gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. Pass to Stewart. Stewart, a screen for Herbert. And Detroit again with the bucket.
Using that quick high release, Herter is an effective jump shooter.
Ingram outside. The 10-footer. Rebounded by the Pistons. At one point, they led by 16. So it's off to Brooklyn after this game as they have the Nets to look forward to. That'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour. Back to Stewart. The tray. And he's good on the 3-ball. Now it's a 5-point Piston lead.
Dare I say, he's had a perfect game. Incredible. No misses thus far. A major reason they lead.
Ingram against Stewart. Ingram right side. And the call will be against Harris. That's foul number 2 for him. Barnes, he's checked in for Toronto. Then for the Pistons, Jalen Duren. He's checked in for Stewart. Asar Thompson comes in for Karis LeVert. And it's Duncan Robinson in for Kevin Herter. Barnes passes to quickly. Out to Ingram. Can they get it? Duren pulls it in. Duren's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Robinson passes to Cunningham. Thompson a screen on quickly. And Harris wide open. He shoots a 3-pointer off the mark.
But still, eventually you got to feel like he'll start knocking those down again.
Stolen by Robinson. Pass to Duren. Here's Harris. The kick out to Cunningham. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Harris has got his 5th assist in this one. Raptors trail by 8. Ingram outside. Back to quickly. And they come right back with their own 3-pointer. Quickly's got 22 points.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Cunningham against Quickly. Just 5 to shoot. Cunningham gets the bucket.
He's been in total control offensively, and the defense has had no answers.
Ingram with it. Barnes screen on Thompson. Ingram kicks to Quickly. Barnes sets a screen for Quickly. From outside, off the mark.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
They get it back. Oh, look at that.
Well, Duren has those long arms. Terrific rebounder at both ends.
Barnes outside. Ingram outside. Barnes sets a screen for Ingram. Offline with his 3.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
A nice shot by Harris.
He's often labeled as an outside shooter, but Harris does most of his scoring inside.
Ingram outside. Back to Quickly. 3-pointer. It's hauled in by Harris. Detroit leading by 11. Outside Robinson. Lets it go from deep. Bangs home the trifecta.
Well, for his career, Duncan Robinson is about a 40% three-point shooter. So he's got a permanent green light.
Here's Walter. Back to Ingram to end the run. And he uses the glass on the layup. And 12 points for Brandon Ingram.
What a difference a half can make. As much as he struggled in the first 2 quarters, he certainly made up for it with his play in the second half.
Robinson for 3. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got his 3rd assist on the night.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Now here's Ingram. Barnes outside from past the arc. Detroit with the rebound. Duran's got 11 rebounds in the game. Now Cunningham. Outside Robinson. There's the 3. Connects from 3-point range.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
And so quickly, we'll bring it up for Toronto. It's an 18-point game. Ingram kicks to Barnes. Trains the three-pointer. Barnes has got 26.
Well, he's going back to the arc. He might be building some momentum from range here in the second half.
And here's Cunningham. Outside, Duran with the shot. Barnes rips down the rebound. And Barnes has got the ball here for the Raptors. Here's Walter. Barnes with it. Outside Ingram. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
And when you're trying to cut into a lead, you can ill afford mistakes like that.
Yeah, that's just a lack of focus. Plays like that can really frustrate a coaching staff.
Jakob Poeltl's checked in for the Raptors. R.J. Barrett comes in for Walter. Cunningham outside. And they pick up the 2.
Finishing strong. Cunningham is tenacious. Does not back down.
Second team foul. At the line for the Pistons, Cade Cunningham. 1 shot.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. 1 shot.
That's good from Cunningham.
Well, the pressure on Cunningham when he came into the league was immense. He's gone through adversity, but he's never stopped working to improve.
Ingram fires. Got it to go off the glass.
The coach loves seeing chances from that range. Work that inside area.
Thompson rejected by Ingram.
Ingram there with the defensive effort, putting that 7'3" wingspan to use.
Outside Cunningham. Robinson. The long shot, no good.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Now Barrett lets loose a 3. And there's the 3.
Showing improvement in that aspect of his game. Barrett wants to get better firing off the catch.
Pistons leading by 13. Harris outside. Here's Thompson. Outside Robinson. Missed on the 3.
Yeah, really unlike him to have this kind of game from 3.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for the Pistons.
The sheer volume of three-pointers was the deciding factor tonight at CQ.
Yeah, they sink one and then do it again, and that strategy did work.
And these guys already with 45 wins on the year, so tonight will make it 46.
And continued dominance against this team, winning both of their matchups this season.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Cade Cunningham.
Well, what an unselfish display from him tonight. Sharing the ball, creating for others, just beautiful basketball.
And he makes the first. And he makes the first but misses the second.
Every point matters in a game like this. We should remember that in this free throw when it's all said and done.
Outside Robinson. Here's Cunningham from outside. He finishes with a one-handed dunk.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
It is always a special feeling winning on the road. The degree of difficulty adding to that sense of accomplishment.
And so the Pistons can now just hold on to the ball. So Detroit takes this one by a big margin. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Allie LaForce, and Stan Van Gundy, this